You've got the ring, the app, the posture tracker, the bottle that flashes when you forget to drink, the mattress that buzzes when you toss and turn. Your phone pings you to breathe. Your stats say recovered. Your tracker says optimized. Your friends think you're the healthy one, but you're still exhausted by 2 p.m., still bloated, even on the clean days, even after the filtered water, the green powder, the supplements lined up like little soldiers on the counter. You catch yourself snapping at your kids for no reason, even though you swore you wouldn't do it again. You're frustrated, wondering how your body can look fine and still feel like molasses. You cancel plans because you can't zip up your jeans. You scroll for answers at midnight. You stare at your inbox like it's a threat. And the worst part, everyone else thinks you're fine. And when you try to explain it, you hear things like, maybe you just need a good night's sleep. Maybe you need to get outside more. But your labs look normal. You want to scream because it's not that you're not trying, it's that nothing you're trying seems to be working. You're optimizing like a boss, but you're not improving. And here's the kicker, deep down, you're even starting to wonder if maybe it's you. Maybe you're missing something. Maybe you're doing it wrong. And that internal dialogue, it's heavy, even while everyone else is praising you about how healthy you look. Here's the mistake no one talks about, and it's keeping you stuck. You're tracking symptoms instead of listening to signals. Your app can measure your heart rate, but it can't tell you why your stomach bloats after lunch. Your ring, it can track your sleep, but it can't decode why your mood crashes by noon, because data can collect numbers, but it can't translate your body's truth. The difference between numbers and needs is everything, and no one is teaching us how to see it. That ends today. By the way, I'm Janelle, founder of Simple Health Test. I help women over 40 stop guessing and finally understand their body's needs so that they can feel better faster. No jargon, no gimmicks, no one size fits all stuff. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but your body still feels so wrong, this video is for you. Years ago, my mom suffered from multiple health issues. No one really explained or solved her symptoms. Despite their best efforts, she suffered. And at 15 years old, I got scared. That started a mission to find a better way. 42 years later, at the time of this video, we not only helped my mom, but the rest of my family too, including hundreds of other people who were struggling, trying to figure out why, despite doing all the right things, nothing was working. That's what this method fixes. Zero fluff, zero guilt. Clarity you can grab in minutes, not months. Picture this, standing in your kitchen, staring at two healthy foods, and finally knowing which one your body needs and what it needs to avoid. So let's dive in. In this video, I'm showing you the 5 silent mistakes your wellness gadgets are making worse. Why healthy habits might actually be hijacking your results, and how to shift from endless tracking to real-time body clarity in just minutes a day. Stay with me because by the end, you'll see your gadgets and your body completely differently. You'll finally understand why perfect stats don't equal feeling good and what to do instead. First up, you're going to hear the number one mistake even the smartest women make that locks their symptoms in and how to finally fix it. So before we dive in, grab the free scorecard. It'll take just 60 seconds to see exactly where you're aligned with your body and where the guesswork is still sneaking in. It's the clarity snapshot my students use to spot red flags before the crash and green lights they've been missing for years. You can find that link in the description below this video. Your scorecard shows the patterns and the free class shows the path. Or just drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send it straight to you. Think of it as flipping on a light in a dark room. You'll finally see what's been tripping you up and where your next best step actually is. Hey, if you like my content, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because next week, we're talking about why your body feels decades older than it should and the hidden reasons no one tells you about. Now let's dive in. You've seen it everywhere. The shiny progress reports, the charts that light up green, the buzz of hitting optimized. But here's the part no one says. I've had women come to me with perfect sleep scores and still crying from exhaustion. Flawless step counts paired with migraines and bloating. Quietly, they were wondering, if the data says I'm fine, why do I still feel like a train wreck? Mistake number one, perfect data, but terrible symptoms. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And here's why it matters. Most women waste years chasing perfect data, never realizing that their body has been waving red flags the entire time. Perfect stats, terrible symptoms. Here's why your gadgets are lying. Your app cheers, recovered, optimized. Your ring flashes green, but you, groggy, bloated by 2 p.m. That's not health. That's gaslighting with Bluetooth. Numbers don't tell you if that superfood works for your body or quietly drains you. Drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. I've seen students with flawless optimized scores still battling night sweats, mood swings, rashes. No gadget explains it. So they double down, track harder, upgrade again, then blame themselves when nothing changes. And that's the dangerous spiral. More data, more effort, less clarity. One student said it best. I feel like I'm doing everything right, but my body still feels wrong. She had flawless sleep data, but woke up drenched in night sweats every night. Perfect heart rate, but migraines that stopped her mid-meeting. That was the click. The data was fine, but her body wasn't. She didn't need more tracking. She needed a way to filter the data through what her body wanted. Because here's the truth. If your inputs are generic, your insights will be too. You don't need more features. You need a method to figure out what your body actually wants. That's mistake number one. Perfect data, terrible symptoms. Now let's dive into mistake number two, fixing the wrong problem. Because this is what happens to so many women. They do everything right. They're super disciplined. They stack protocols, they meditate, journal, detox, track their steps, and they're still exhausted. And the worst part, everyone around them has a different answer. Doctors blame age, friends blame hormones, apps blame stress, and deep down, they start blaming themselves. You're detoxing, but what are you even detoxing or clearing? Meet Sarah. She did it all. Parasite cleanse, candida protocol, herbal remedies, nervous system resets. Her app still screamed stress. So she doubled down, meditated harder, slept longer, bought another kit, added breath work. But her body still bloated, still foggy, still tired. That's the danger of chasing the wrong thing. You might guess the right category, but still miss the real problem. Drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. Now, let me tell you about Sue, we'll call her. Sue wasn't broken. She wasn't lazy. She was pouring everything in, food, supplements, even emotional work, but her body couldn't use it. Her biggest imbalance wasn't stress. It wasn't hormones. It was digestion. And that's why she kept spinning, never able to get off that hamster wheel. She was so confused. More detoxes, more resets, more exhaustion that felt like failure, even though she was doing everything right. That's the trap. And this is where so many women lose hope, like my mom. They look at the money they've spent, the protocols they've followed, the years of effort, and quietly think, maybe it's me. Maybe this is just how I am. But it's not you. It's the layer you're chasing. Your body doesn't get better by fixing the wrong layer. It just gets quieter until it breaks. Symptoms stack, new ones show up. You start playing whack a mole with your own health and wondering why every fix feels temporary. The truth? You don't need another cleanse. You need more clarity. Clarity doesn't come from trends or trackers. It comes from finally knowing what your body needs and being able to check it right when you need it. Yes, even standing in your bathroom, staring at the cabinet, wondering, do I even need this right now? And when you have that kind of clarity, the cycle ends, the pressure lifts, you finally understand why none of the protocols ever stuck and what your next move should actually be. That's mistake number two, fixing the wrong problem. Now we're stepping into mistake number three, over optimizing dysfunction. This is the trap almost every optimized woman falls into. You copy what worked for your friend, your coach, your favorite TikTok wellness girl, and it backfires harder than all the rest because it tricks you into ignoring your own signals. This happens all the time. The testimonials look shiny, the marketing feels convincing, but quietly, you're building a plan around someone else's blueprint and not your own. And here's the scary part. When you start masking symptoms, it feels like progress, but it's actually suppression. You delay the crash, you confuse the signals, you make the next flare worse. That's why the scorecard matters. It's the quick gut check. Is this really working for me right now? Not theory, not guessing, just clarity. You're tracking harder, but crashing faster. Meet Derek, the ultimate biohacker. Smart ring, smart mattress, blue light glasses, and spreadsheets. He said he wakes up at 6 a.m. to check his aura score. Honestly, I didn't even know what that was. Still, he crashed. Headaches, mood swings, gut chaos, perfect data, horrible sleep. It turns out his body wasn't underpowered, it was overloaded. He didn't need another upgrade, he needed quiet. Drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. Here's the pattern I see. It's not just Derek, it's women who are disciplined, motivated, doing everything right, but accidentally optimizing their dysfunction. Why? Because we've been taught more input equals better outcomes, more gadgets equals more control. Track harder, upgrade sooner, never stop optimizing. But here's the problem with that, your body isn't a spreadsheet, it's a messenger. And when you ignore those messages, it whispers, then it shouts, then it shuts down. That's when you see the crashes, the sudden fatigue, the random rashes, the anxiety spikes out of nowhere. And because the data looks fine, you blame yourself instead of realizing your body is waving a red flag that your gadgets, they don't see. At one private VIP weekend, we discovered a student's symptoms were triggered by smart light bulbs. We literally had to move him outside before we could even start working. That's what this method uncovers. Things no gadget, lab, or app will ever catch. Okay, that was mistake number three, over optimizing dysfunction. Now comes mistake number four, missing critical symptoms. Because hitting your ounces doesn't mean your body's actually on board. And this is where so many women get stuck. The app cheers, the bottle flashes, the charts go green, but deep down, you still feel wrecked. Your water app says you're hydrated, but you feel like an apple doll, that dried up piece of fruit. Your bottle flashes, you hit the goal, you check the box. So why are your lips cracked? Why are you buying more chapstick again? Why are you sneaking Advil at 3 p.m. while your boss is asking, "Where's that report?" Here's the truth no gadget tells you. They track ounces, but they don't know if your body even wanted it. Drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. Here's what the gadget can't measure. That moment you realize you're hydrated, but your lips are still cracked. You hit your water goal, the bottle flashing, the app cheering, the check mark completed. But an hour later, you're putting on more lip balm, rubbing your temples to relieve a headache, wondering why your focus tanks every afternoon, sneaking Advil between Zoom calls while your boss is still waiting on that report. You're not crazy. You've just been sold numbers and you were never taught to check to see if it's the right fit for your body. Because hydration isn't just about ounces. It's also about what kind of water your body actually needs. How much does it even need right now? And when does it need it most? I've seen it with alkaline versus filtered, tap versus mineral, and various bottled water options. But some women swear by one and crash on another. Here's the bigger picture. Gadgets track input, numbers, goals, but they don't tell you if those numbers are even yours. They don't measure whether your body is quietly waving a red flag that you can't see. That's why the scorecard matters. It's not another hydration hack, it's the first breadcrumb, the clarity snapshot that shows where you're aligned and where guesswork is sneaking in. Once you see the pattern, you can finally stop asking, why do I feel so wrong when I'm doing everything so right? Hydration was just one piece. And now you've seen why gadgets can't always measure what your body actually needs. That was mistake number 4, missing critical symptoms. Which brings us to mistake number 5, the biggest one of all. You never had a method. Because most women I work with, they're not broken. They're not unmotivated. They're overloaded, drowning in tips, in lists, and protocols, but never given a framework to know what actually matters. You're not broken. You've just never had a method. I'll never forget this student. She rolled in with a suitcase, those ones on wheels. She stuffed it with gadgets and detox kits and meal planners and affirmations, even a posture tracker. Every time she felt worse, she optimized harder. New gadget, new protocol, new clean habit. But her body still felt wrong, like it was fighting back harder too. Then she tried the method, and for the first time, she said everything clicked. She finally saw what was helping, what was hurting, and why she'd been stuck for so long. Drop scorecard in the comments, and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. This is where most women land, stuck in the cycle of doing more, but feeling worse. They've read the books, watched the YouTube videos, listened to the podcasts, and every time something feels off, they buy another product, reset their routine, add a gadget, double their meditation minutes, hoping this one thing will finally work. And for a while, it feels productive. Every check mark, every logged step, every glass of water gives a tiny hit of dopamine. I'm doing something right. I'm finally in control. But deep down, she's exhausted, overloaded, quietly wondering, why don't I feel better yet? Here's the truth. It's not her fault. She's never had a method. She's only had tips, trends, lists, numbers, pieces that don't talk to each other. They don't connect the dots. This is where the simple health test method changes everything. It's not about adding more. It's about knowing what matters and what doesn't. It's about finally understanding this food lights me up. This supplement drags me down. This habit, it works for me. Take supplements, for example. You might need B12, but there's dozens of types of B12. Picking one is like buying tires. Would you put big 4x4 mutters on a sports car? It'll roll. Maybe it will get you to where you need to go, but it won't be a smooth, fun ride. Your body's the same way. It needs the right one. The right type matters as much as the right nutrient matters. That's why I tell this story. A student rolled into class once, burned out from trying everything. A backpack full of gadgets, powders, and clean habits. She joked, if one more person tells me to drink lemon water, I'm going to lose it. When she experienced the method, the room erupted. Clapping, high fives, relief washed over her, not because she was fixed, but because she finally had clarity. And that's what the scorecard starts. It shows you where you are right now and points you towards what's worth testing next. Next, we close the loop because you're not wrong. You've just been missing one piece. And when you finally have that, everything changes. Doing all the clean things does not equal you're getting better. For years, you blamed yourself. You tried harder, optimized more, stacked habits, gadgets, and clean routines, products and foods, thinking one more tweak would finally work. And still, it didn't. You still felt wrong. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means no one ever gave you a way to know what your unique body is asking for until now. Forget one size fits all. Drop scorecard in the comments and I'll send you the clarity snapshot. So here's where we land and why this matters. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not crazy. You've just been missing clarity. And for years, you've been taught track more, try harder, buy the next thing. And every time it didn't work, you assumed it was you. But it was never you, it was the approach. Here's a quick recap of the 5 mistakes. Mistake number 1, perfect data, terrible symptoms. Mistake number 2, fixing the wrong problem. Mistake number 3, over optimizing dysfunction. Mistake number 4, missing critical symptoms. And mistake number 5, never having a method. Listen, your body doesn't need more input. It needs a way to translate what it's already been saying. When you finally do, everything changes. Start with the scorecard. It's the 60-second clarity snapshot. It's going to show you where you're at right now, aligned or caught in a loop. Grab it using the link below this video and do it now while it's fresh, because this isn't someday clarity. This is the tool women use today to finally see what their body's been asking for all along. And when you're ready to take that snapshot a step further, join me in the live free class. This isn't another drink more water talk or cut out the sugar checklist. It's 90 minutes that will show you the patterns most people miss and why your body hasn't responded yet, so you'll finally know what to do next. And if this video hit home, don't forget, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss next week's video. Why your body feels decades older than it should, and the hidden reasons no one's talking about. Your biggest asset is your health. Your biggest investment, your time. You might be one simple health test away from the one thing you've been looking for and the one thing that your body's been asking for all along. Once you experience this, you'll never look at health the old way again. You don't need to do more. You need to see more. And once you do, you'll never go back.